What's going on, Fr8 Nation? Welcome back. I'm your host, Fr8, and I got my buddy, trainee and co-driver with me, John. John, what's going on?
What's going on?
We're about to get into a video. I've had 2 viewers reach out to me the last couple days. They have asked a few questions that might be good for entry-level drivers, whether you're new drivers to the industry or just new drivers to Prime. We're going to talk about some stuff, some questions that they may have. So let's get into it. First question I have was actually from a viewer of mine who emailed me. His name was Tony. Tony says, "Hey, I found your channel, really like your content. The fact you give the type of information you do is awesome. Appreciate it, Tony. Thank you for that. Now, a couple questions if you don't mind answering them for me. I've been thinking of getting into the trucking business, but I have 0 experience. So my question is, or advice I guess I'm asking for is, do lease ops normally just put nearly every dollar per mile per load into the account, or do you take a percentage for your personal self as well? This might sound confusing. Hope it's not." All right, so we're going to address that first, okay? As over the last 8 years here at Prime, what I advise you guys to do is live off of 65% of whatever you gross to the bank pre-tax. So if you gross $1,000, $650, write a check for yourself to your personal account out of your business account, and leave the other $350 in your business account. You can put it in a savings account. You can put it with Prime's eFund, which yields almost a 5% APR interest rate. Yes, they literally pay you to hold your money. So, which is crazy good interest, and it is paid out weekly. So I would advise you to do that. Live off of 65%. That 35% is going to cover your taxes. It's going to cover your incidentals, and it's going to cover things that you need while you're at home on home time. Because let's be honest, unless you have a paid off truck, even if you have a paid off truck, you still have overhead. So, and you're always going to be able to pay your taxes. Generally speaking, after the last 8 years of being out here as a lease op, and now my truck will be paid off next June, I've experienced anywhere between 9 to 13% tax rate. Okay, basically after all expenses, all deductions, you're never going to end up paying the 33%. Now, there are guys out there who say, "Hey, I don't pay anything," and that's fine, because you can write off anything that you purchase for your business, okay, except for food, because you get per diem daily every day that you're out. So, and that changes. You got to check into your yearly per diem rates, what they're going for. 2023's was different from 2024's, and I haven't checked into this year's yet. So, but guys, I'm no CPA, I'm no accountant, but my best advice to you is live off 65% of your income, not 100%. So always put 35% back if you're a lease or owner op. John, you got anything to add to that?
No, you pretty much hit the nail on the head with that one.
Okay, so we've got, and John's going lease as well, so all this stuff he's filtering it up too, so we're getting there, guys. I was not as responsible as I should have been with my money, and I will tell you right now, that has changed and shifting, so we've got to get to that point where no matter what, you're living off of just 65% of your income, because the best advice I ever got from a truck driver was an old cat, and he says, put up during the sunny days because the rainy days are coming. So do not forget that, guys. All right, so we're going to go to the next question. It's still from Tony. We're going to talk about this. Tony says, "Another question for someone being new with no experience coming into the trucking industry. I would be solo, which I'm sure depends for each person. Would there be a decent amount of money a solo person could make? Any info would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time, sir." Well, Tony, I can tell you this. I've only been at Prime, okay, for 8 years. I just got my 8-year anniversary this last month, and I will tell you this: I can only speak for what I know about Prime, okay, and their setup and what I've made here, okay. Now, you're gonna have guys in the comments, you're gonna have guys on different threads, you're gonna have guys on different websites and YouTube channels. They're gonna tell you every mega carrier sucks. They're gonna tell you you can't make any money. You're just a slave driver, you're this and that. And then you got guys from Landstar that didn't make it at Landstar. They're going to say Landstar sucks, you can't do it over there. You got guys from Mercer. Listen, take everything you hear with a grain of salt, especially what's on this channel, okay? Do your research, all right? Don't just take it from me. I'm not perfect, okay? And I don't know everything, but I will give you an honest, non-biased opinion, because I love what I do here at Prime, but Prime's not a perfect company. By no means, okay? The only company that's perfect is the one that works best for you. Now, can you make money here? Of course you can. Yes, you can. If you run your truck correctly and you learn Prime system, the way that they do things, how they operate, and how you can maximize your efficiency and consistency here, you can expect to see anywhere from a $1,700 to a $2,200 average take home, pre-tax, every week. That's for all weeks of a lease or a lease purchase, okay? Guys, Fr8 Skater's back again. I got my good friend Brian Brooks with me. He's the creator of a web-based software that is a trucking accounting platform to maximize your profitability called O.T.R on the revenue.
Go to OTR.com and click the link to sign up today and get a free 30-day trial. After that, it's only $15 a month.
Now, when you talk to drivers, they say, well, how much do you make? And they say, well, about $4,000 a week. You need to ask them right then, can I see your black and white? Can I see your settlements? If they say anything other than yes, don't believe them, okay? Black and white's what matters, okay? I can tell you all day long I make $12,000. If you don't see it on paper, on a Prime letterhead, on a Prime settlement, it doesn't mean anything, okay? Which I do not make $12,000 a week, so I can put it to you that way. We have grossed $12,000 before as a team, but doesn't mean I brought $12,000 home, okay? My best check was $38,000 and some change at Prime Inc. And you're freaking out right now. But guess what? That was a lease completion. I ended a lease and had a completion plus my settlement that week. So I would be falsifying saying you can make $38,000 a week here at Prime, because I'd be lying to you. So you got to take all that, keep an open mind, because people are not as truthful as they seem. What you got for that?
Yeah, I mean, it's about right. If you're just starting into the industry, I would explore all your options.
Of course.
You know, whether it's Prime or another company, I would explore every option.
Right.
You know, and unless you're business savvy, money savvy, I would probably start company at least for a few months.
Definitely. I would too.
You know, get your feet wet, understand the business, you know, develop your own rhythm. And then if you want to still lease, I mean, I know with Prime you can.
Yeah.
I don't know with some of these other carriers.
Yeah, and that's one thing, guys, I can't speak for everybody else. I've only been at Prime, so I can't tell you guys Hirschbach does this and Schneider does this. I can't tell you that. It's up to you guys to go research, okay? I will tell you this. I do network with a lot of drivers out here. I do speak with a lot of drivers, and I will tell you that I don't think anybody else has a better lease or lease purchase program than Prime Inc. does. So, Tony, I hope that helps you understand something about your questions. I hope that gives you some insight. I hope it helps somebody else too. Basically, to narrow it down, cut yourself a 65% of whatever pre-tax gross revenue, cut it to your personal account from out of your business account check, send you a check to your personal account. Keep the other 35% put up for taxes, incidentals, home times, because you gotta protect your interest, and your interest is that truck. Okay, when you're leasing and you're buying a truck. And secondly, yeah, you can make some really good money here at Prime. You're gonna have weeks where you're gonna make $3,500 a week solo, and then you're gonna have weeks where you're gonna make $900 a week. Okay, I had a really rough week last week. We had a lot of repairs. We had some downtime. Kind of cut our week short the week before because of John upgrading, and he also had to do some medical stuff on his side, which held us up over another night. So things just didn't line up the way we wanted them to, and I ended up clearing just over $100 more than John did. But you guys didn't see a video about me cursing Prime out and freaking out about it, right? Because you're going to have weeks like that. You're going to have extremely good weeks. You're going to have extremely good periods in trucking, and then you're going to have extremely bad periods in trucking. Make sure you put up during the sunny days, because the rainy days are coming. Don't forget about that. Second question we're going to go to, or second set of questions we're going to go to, is from a gentleman named Quentin, and he reached out to me text message yesterday. Quentin, I want to apologize to you. I was supposed to get this video out to you yesterday, but we actually got pulled off of a load. I can't say what load, I can't say where we're picking up, and I can't say where we were going, but we got pulled off of a load and got put onto another load that was kind of like a super, like, desperation move. I mean, they had a driver that could not load the load because of his trailer was nasty and had a bad odor, and we just so happened to be in the area. So guys, this is another tip for you guys. Your best ability is availability. If you're available and you're close to an area and you're ready to go, you got your truck cleaned out, you got your trailer cleaned out, everything's full of fuel, ready to ride, you're the guy that they're going to be calling. So make sure, it doesn't matter who you're driving with, okay? Make sure that you are always available for dispatch, whether it's your hours, whether it's your truck setup, your trailer setup, whatever the case may be. Be ready to roll 24/7 because you never know what opportunities may arise.
Yeah, we were moving within 5 minutes of that phone call.
Yeah, and we had just set up to do that video for you, Quentin. I was in the driver's seat, had all my gear laid out, the cameras and everything, and I was like, holy cow, the FM calls, and he's like, hey man, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing. What are you doing? Calling me on 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He's like, well, wanted to see if I could take this load away from you. And I was like, oh, sure, man, no problem. He's like, well, you might like your reload. He's like, you guys want to get moving today? And I was like, all right. So he sent us over, and I was like, wow, it paid more, put us in another good area, and I was like, heck yeah, let's do it, man. Let's run it. So you never know what's going to happen, guys. So you got anything to add to that, John?
Nope. Like you said, your best availability is what you got. And
ability is availability, yeah. So, yeah, most definitely. So let's get into Quentin's questions real quick. So Quentin says, hey, Will, my name is Quentin. I've been watching your YouTube for a while, and I've been thinking about coming to Prime to lease. Any advice to be successful for my first time and first year leasing? All right, well, Quentin, I put together like a little list for you, man, and I want to ask you, and this is for everybody that wants to come into trucking or Prime, whatever the case may be, why trucking and why Prime? Okay, you guys got to ask yourself that question. Trucking is not just a job like McDonald's. It's not just, and some of you in the comments are going to say, it is just a job. I just do my hours and I go home, and that's great. If you feel that way, if you feel like you never had to adjust anything in your life because of trucking, and it didn't change you at all, then God bless you, man. I am so happy for you. But guys, I'm here to tell you that it changes everything from your relationships at home to your relationships out on the road to how you are, how you live. I mean, you have to work hard to take care of yourself out here, okay? I used to think my wife's stepdad he was a driver, and he would come home. He would be gone for 3 days, and he would come home. He would sleep for like 24 hours, and I'm like, man, what is this guy so tired for? Like, all he does is sit on his butt all day long. That's all he does. Guys, unless you live this life, you have no idea about it. Like, you really don't. I've never been so tired and so exhausted in my life, and I don't do anything. Like, I literally don't do anything. John really doesn't do anything. See? He does. He does nothing. So, no, seriously, John's been doing great. So, guys, figure out why trucking. It's not something that you want to just try. You got to understand that there's a lot of people at play in this industry. There's a lot of people that are helping you, especially when you come to a company like Prime with a big training program. There's a lot of people that are trying to help you get where you want to get. So figure out why you're there, first of all. What's it going to solve for you? That goes into the next one. Are you right for trucking? How's your home life? How's your family life? Okay. Do you have a wife of 1 year or 10 years or no wife at all? Do you have children that are young or children that have just graduated and moved on to college, or they've moved out on their own? Like, how's your home life? What's your bill status like? What's your monetary situation at home? Like, are you coming into trucking broke? Like, and everything? I mean, like, are you coming into trucking with no debt? And they're like, hey man, I love to travel. I love dealing with people and networking, because we do a lot of that as well. I want to do this. I don't have a wife at home. I don't have kids. This is perfect, because the people that are perfect for trucking are the young guys that are 21 years old, no wife, no kids, no crazy bills. You guys can get out here and run for 10 or 15 years, pay a truck off in 3 years, run for the next 12, bank all your money, invest wisely, buy your house, buy your cars, and then get out. Sell your truck and get out. Like, seriously, get the best out of trucking. And that's what Prime really does for us, is they will allow you to be successful how you want to be successful. So you want to come in and get a year's experience and go home, get your CDL and go home, that's fine. They're fine with that. You want to come in and buy a truck and leave, that's fine. They're fine with it. You want to come in and just lease and figure out how leasing works, that's fine as well. But I can tell you, I agree with John. You guys come in, do not jump right into lease, okay? Not unless you are a whiz with mathematics, you're a whiz with business management, you're a whiz with numbers, okay? You're good with finances. Do not jump right into lease. Get into a company situation for a good 6 months to a year, get your experience on your belt, a lot can change in a few months. You may think to yourself, man, this is the best thing in the world, and I hate it now. 2 months down the road, you know. Last thing you want to do is feel like a failure going into a lease or feeling like you're giving up on something because you hate it, you know.
I mean, a lot of it's situational based. You know, like if you look at my situation, it's different because I did this industry before. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna stay. It keeps moving.
This camera's killing me, man.
You know, I've been in the transportation industry, not only on the driver's side but on the management side.
Right.
You know, so with me it's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I hear of somebody coming in through Prime, getting their CDL, and jumping right onto a lease, I cringe.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, for some, it probably works out fine. You know.
Well, it did for me, and I feel like, to be honest with you, I mean, I jumped in 17, and I was like, me and my wife, I'll never forget it. We were sitting in the cafeteria area at the North Star Grill in Springfield, and I had this huge legal pad, and I just had numbers all over it because I watched my trainer, everything that he did. I was documenting the loads, I was documenting money, everything. And shout out to my trainer, my flatbed trainer, Mike Hudson's really good guy, one of the best flatbedders I've ever known. He's super awesome. But I watched his numbers. Mike wasn't really on his numbers like I am. I'm a numbers guy. Mike really wasn't a numbers guy. Mike was one of those guys, he was just like, rip it and run it, man. Just go. Let's just do it, you know? And he was very successful. He still is. I mean, he's been with Prime for a long time. So nothing against Mike with that at all. I love that guy like a brother. But he's... I was more interested in the number side of things. I wanted to know things, right, like how things worked and like where I could be more profitable, where I could take advantage of the system. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember being in the North Star Grill with that legal pad, and my wife's like, "What are you doing? You know, this is crazy. I can't even understand what you're writing down." And I said, "Look, if we can do this per mile, like after all expenses, we'll be profitable." And she's like, "How do you know that?" Because my projection was like 40 cents higher than what Prime's company pay was. And she's like, how do you know you can do that? I said, well, after being out on the road for 2.5 months, I know. Like, we can do this. Like, with this market right now, we can do this. So, guys, make sure that you know what you're getting into. Once again, research, network, do whatever you got to do. Get it figured out, okay? Don't shortchange yourself. Figure out if you're right for trucking or not. And if your home life setup's right, you know what you have to deal with. You got to remember, this is cool and all, traveling around, getting paid to travel around. It's basically like camping, or like, what do they call glamping? Yeah. Like we got fridge, we got a microwave, we got a cooler on the truck, we got, you know, and you can stop, get showers whenever you want, all this stuff. It's like glamping, getting paid to do it. Because if you have a family at home, that family comes first. Okay, always. No matter what's happening out here, you got to remember that they come first. Okay. Yep. And then you need to figure out, what are your goals you want to accomplish if you're coming in doing trucking or you're doing lease. What are your goals? You need to have a 1, a 3, and a 5 year goal. My thing is, if you don't have ambitions to buy a truck, I don't think you need to go lease at all. There's really no point. Because, guys, yes, you have the potential to make more money as a lease op. Okay? You really have the potential to make more money as an owner op. And I'm talking about post title of your truck, having the title of your truck paid off. Obviously, because that overhead has been turned into an extra weekly asset, which needs to be used as, once again, like my truck payment's $1,366.29 a week, okay, but it's only for 3 years. A lot of you guys are like, "Oh, crazy, $1,300 a year, what an idiot!" Yeah, 3 years, my truck's paid for. I'm done. 3 years, okay. So there's no balloon payments, $100 title fee. Title's mine. All right, so that $1,366.29 is not free money. That $1,366.29 needs to be turned into, okay, I had that less overhead this week. I'm going to take that and incorporate that into my 65-35 plan. Okay? 35% of that's going to go back. 65% of that goes to the living. It doesn't change. Do not change how you run your business. When you find something that works, stick with it. Lock it in. Do not alter it. Do not say, "Well, I would really like to go get that jet ski this week, but I don't have them. Let me dip into my..." Nope, don't. Nope. The jet ski can wait. Like, bro, jet ski can wait. If you want to start a jet ski fund, start a jet ski fund. But you don't need to go dipping into your 35%. That 35% is for taxes home time, and truck breakdowns. That's what that 35% is for. You don't touch it. Like, it's done. Forget about it. Forget about it. Like, don't even think about it. So, have your goals, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year. If you're not going to buy a truck, I don't even advise you to even lease at all. There's really no point. Okay, you're better off getting your experience, and if Prime's not working for you, finding a company that will work for you. Benefits, home time, paid time off, vacation time, all that stuff. Do not lease if you're not going to plan on buying a truck. Okay.
Yep.
So just remember that. Next one is make sure that you guys, and we already talked about this, you got to have some prior business management experience or education if you want to be leased, be a business owner. Because, guys, too oftentimes, more than not, people treat this like a job. And they don't treat it like it's a business. You're running a business. Doesn't matter if you're with Prime, Landstar, Mercer, whatever. You're running a business. You have to worry about revenue. You have to worry about fixed costs. You have to worry about variable costs. You have to worry about gross profit. You have to worry about net profit after taxes. Guys, you have to worry about tax deductions, all this stuff, write-offs, per diem, all this stuff comes into play.
Yep.
And it's not something that you can just say, well, I learned this in a 5-hour class on YouTube or a 1-hour video on YouTube. You have to experience it, guys. So if you have no ambitions to own a truck, you have no ambitions to deal with numbers and finances and all that stuff, lease is not right for you, okay? And I'm, like John said earlier, I think you should go company. Everybody should go company first for a little bit, okay? I don't know why. I really don't agree with Prime letting anybody and everybody just go lease right out the gate. I think you're setting them up for failure.
It should at very least be an interview process.
Yeah, 6 months, something 6 months company. Prove yourself as a company driver first and then go lease, whatever the case may be. But and I also don't agree that they don't let the guys at Prime do the ACE lease class right off the gate. They have something called Slingshot, okay, but it's not as in-depth as ACE lease. ACE lease explains Prime's way of doing things, their fuel surcharge program, their fuel buying program, stuff like that. It's very in-depth, and I think you should do it when you first go to lease, and I think you should do it 6 months after you lease, and I think you should do it once a year. So, I mean, it should be something that is done yearly because things change in the industry, and Prime evolves with the industry as they go on. Like I said, they're not a perfect company, but they're very proactive on evolving for things. So, and guys, you've heard a lot of YouTubers lately. I'm sickened, like really sickened at this. And don't get me wrong, this truck's going to be paid off next year. There's going to be a time where I'm going to have to leave Prime. I'm going to have to make a choice. I'm going to have to either leave Prime, buy another truck to stay at Prime, or sign this over to get my own DOT and MC and put it in the A fleet. Okay? Or just quit trucking altogether. There's going to come a time in every driver's life here at Prime if you're going to have to do that. But make no mistake, guys, Prime does not care what you do to be successful here. Make sure that you enter and leave the same way, professionally. I've seen a lot of you YouTubers out here today, man. You guys, 1 week, Prime's the best thing in the world. Love it. Oh, man, you guys should come to Prime because I'm making so much money over here. Use my driver code. I'll train you. I'll do all this crap. And then you guys, the first sign of something that you don't like, you guys get on there, man, F my FM and F Prime. They work for me and yada yada. Bro, nobody owes you nothing. Like, give me a break. And then some of you have been here for years. And you're drinking that Kool-Aid and spreading it around to everybody. And then you turn around and you want to talk trash on the company that's just 2 weeks ago made you who you were. Made you the driver that you were. Oh, man, I'm so humble. I'm so thankful. And the next thing you know is, screw them. I'm going to do everything I can to expose everything about them. You know, why weren't you being truthful from the get-go? And telling them that drivers not having choice for loads was BS. Drivers having to pay for trainees was BS. Why didn't you tell them from the get-go? No, because you were sucking up all that Kool-Aid yourself, and you were trying to get that money for it. That's all it was.
Yep.
So, you guys, make no mistake. When you're watching these YouTube channels, mine included, do your research. Don't take what you hear for granted. Everybody's got an agenda and they're trying to push it. Okay? This YouTube stuff is extra for me. That's why you guys don't see a video every single week. I don't have to do a video every single week. I'm not making billions of dollars off of this stuff. I do it because I want to do it and I want to help you guys. Okay? But you guys got to stop watching every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's on YouTube and idolizing them. I'm no different than anybody else. I'm just a guy, and the same thing about all these other people with these cameras. They're just people. Stop idolizing them. Start looking to the man upstairs. Idolize him. Stop idolizing these people on YouTube. So guys, hopefully this helps you guys. Sorry about the little rant. I just had to make a public statement about that because I was starting to get pretty upset about that last week. I was talking to John about it. And I said, man, it blows me away how these people can shift. They literally shape shift their opinions and their agendas based on what they like and don't like at the moment. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't understand. You guys are influencing people out here. Like literally people, I mean, I don't know who you watch, John, you know, on YouTube. I know you watched my channel before you came in.
I watch a bunch of people.
And you might see more of this than I do because I generally don't watch trucking channels, okay? But unless it's factual information.
I watch some of them just for the pure comedy relief. and I
because it gets stupid sometimes.
I will tell you this now. If you watch one of these trucker tubers, as I call them.
Trucker tubers.
And they're putting up slander about a company, but they only put this little itty bitty little caption part of a settlement.
Yeah.
That you can't see what that line item belongs to.
Yeah, that's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Is like
take yourself back into the Mimi hole, okay, and go find yourself.
Well, that's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Was with the truckers that they'll tell you, oh man, I make $10,000 a week. You know, you're like, hey, well, you show me your settlement. Oh, I can't show it to you, man. The last couple of weeks been rough. You know, well then honestly, you're not making $10,000 a week. You know, I mean, it's like it's just a front. You know.
So, me and you, before I even decided to make the move to Prime, me and
right.
you, I mean, we talked as friends for a good 6-7 months.
Yeah, built a relationship, and I don't usually do that, guys. I don't usually. John reached out to me, and it was kind of a recurring thing. I want to tell you guys, I would love to train everybody. I get a lot of guys. I had a guy today that reached out to me, Mr. John, and reached out to me and trained. He says, well, I'm really interested in going tanker or hopper. And I said, well, I don't have any experience in those. I said, but you know, I'll do my best to help you any way I can. And I want to train everybody. Mm-hmm. Okay, I would love to, but I can't. And John will tell you, I'm not that good of a trainer. Aaron will tell you, I'm not that good of a trainer. Bro, I'm not. I'll help you get where you need to go, but you guys got to lower your expectations a little bit about me, because I'm not. I don't know, John, you can comment on that one if you want to, but no, you can't. It's very hard for me to link up with people like me and John linked up with. We planned this for months.
Yep.
Like, I felt a connection with him. I felt like, hey man, this guy's a family guy. I'm a family guy. He's a God-fearing man. I'm a God-fearing man. He's got the same ambitions and interests that I have the same ambitions and interests in. He wants to buy a truck. I'm buying a truck. This all worked out. His goals and his morals and his ambitions were so similar that linked up perfectly.
Yeah, I'm not doing this to be a trucker. I'm not doing this to be out here on the highway and away from my family.
Yep.
I'm doing it to provide a secure income for my home.
Yep.
Because things in my life have changed.
Well, you've already did the trucker thing too.
Yep, so. I've done it before, and yep. I'm back at it again. You know, so I mean, for you as a trainer, with me, it's a little bit easier. I came in here just having to refine, you know, some skills and, you know, get my legs back under me, so to speak, and, you know, I'm turning 600 miles in a day.
I mean, 547. I would say 6.
Last night was about 6.
He's a runner. I'll put it that way. He was a runner. Like he's been knocking it down. And I was very blessed with John and very blessed with Aaron. Aaron was a really good trainee. Aaron had he was just green at life. You know, John has been very easy, 100%. He thinks he's got problems with backing, but every time I wake up, he's backed into a spot perfect and everything. I'm like, what's the problem at bagging? Like, whatever he's seeing, I'm not seeing. So I'm just like, hey man, you do you, bro. If you need me, wake me up, So, but I've been very blessed with these two guys as my break-in trainees, But I got to tell you guys, it's when you're living in a cab with an individual for months at a time, man, you got to get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's very crucial and important that you got to get to know each other. You got to have the same goals, same ambitions, same likeness, same interests, in things.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps out a lot,
And I don't know these two guys' family situation, but I mean, I've been on the road now for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. In your truck for just a few days shy of a month. So I've been away from my family for that long. And if I didn't have to go home to get my license printed by Delaware DMV, it'd be another 3 or 4 weeks, maybe.
Right.
Well, no, it probably wouldn't be that long. It'd probably be 3.
Right.
3 solid weeks and we could be done. But we've gotten lucky. Not every TNT has gotten the miles like we have. And I mean, it could slow down, because it's all day-to-day basis.
Right.
But we've been lucky and we've turned some miles
and I'll tell you guys too that watch the channel. There's a lot of great trainers at Prime. I mean, really, really good guys. I mean, amazing guys, amazing trainers, way better than I am. So, if for some reason you don't get me as your trainer, I have no doubt you're gonna get a great one.
Just because they're not on YouTube doesn't mean that they're not a good trainer.
Exactly. In fact, those guys that aren't on YouTube are better trainers because guess what? Their time's not focused on YouTube at all.
Yeah, we met some of them the day that I tested out.
Yeah. Yep,
and I will tell you right now, if you get this older gentleman as your examiner, and he comes out wearing the what was it, the Crocodile Dundee hat.
That's not a knife.
Now,
this is a knife.
I will tell you, he is the most pleasant person.
Very soft-spoken.
But if you don't listen to the directions, he's going to tell you to fix yourself.
It's curtains. Curtains for you.
I fixed myself.
You fixed it, huh?
Yeah, I did exactly what we said I wasn't going to do, and I floated that truck right into that spot.
Oh, man.
Index card away from shoe. The Delaware shoe.
The Delaware shoe. Well,
just
guys,
do your research. Take with a grain of salt what you hear on YouTube.
Yep.
Go in the truck stops. Trust me, if they are a genuine person, they will have no problem showing you their settlements.
That's right. Yep. They will definitely have no issues at all.
You might as well give up on that camera.
I'm about to have to screw it down to the thing, man. This is crazy.
We got some of that double-sided tape.
Yeah, something. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you guys. Quentin and Tony, I hope this answers you guys' question. There's a lot to think about when coming into trucking. This is not just a 9-to-5 job. You got to understand, if you're O.T.R. truck driver, you're out here 168 hours a week. Okay? Yep. The times you're rolling, you're out here 168 hours a week. And guess what? If you're a lease guy or you're owner op, you got to make every hour count. Okay? You got to be ready to go. You got to be consistent. You got to be efficient so you can be profitable. And your best ability as an operator is your availability. Make sure you're available for dispatch whenever and however need be. Because if you're not on your A game, you can't look at Prime, you can't look at Landstar, you can't look at Mercer, you can't look at Schneider, you can't look at Swift, you can't look at Hirschbach, you can't look at any of these companies and say it's their fault if you're not on your A game.
Nope.
But if you're on your A game and you're having problems here at Prime or you're having problems at Swift or wherever the case may be, speak up. Go to your fleet manager, go to your driver manager, go to the person that is helping you as your business partner. Say, hey, what can I do to do better? What can I do to be more profitable? Where can I go? Because I can promise you guys this, and speaking just for Prime, because this is all I know, there's not been one time I went to Prime to ask a question and them just say, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to help you. We're not going to do no. They've always done their very best to resolve and fix any issue that has come into play. But guess what? It took professionalism and it took communication. I didn't go screaming and hollering. I didn't go cussing and yelling. I went to him straight up, said, hey, here's what I got. Here's what I'm noticing. What can I do better, first of all? Self-recognition, responsibility and liability, self-liability. A lot of us don't have that anymore. You guys got to remember, you're not always the answer. Sometimes you're the problem, okay? And then say, how can we fix this? They're your business partners. Work with them, okay?
Yep.
No matter what company you're with. Work with your partners. Don't oust them. Especially don't get on social media and throw them under the bus when 2 weeks ago you were saying they were the best thing since sliced bread. And guess what, YouTube viewer? You should come over here.
Yeah, don't delete the videos to try to hide it, because that little gap shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're religiously for the past 2 years posting a video once or twice a week, and now all of a sudden there's a 4-week gap.
This goes for you guys out there with any other companies too. Don't throw your companies under the bus, man, just because you didn't get your way or the air smells different and you know, you can feel it in your bones. It's just not the same anymore. Like,
Yep.
That's okay. Just because it's not working for you doesn't mean it can't work for somebody else. And just because it didn't work for somebody else doesn't mean it can't work for you.
Yep.
This goes for every company. I'm not talking about just Prime. Everybody's searching for the perfect thing. We all want the perfect thing, right?
Yep.
We all want the most. I want the most. You go ask me. Robert Lowe asked me one time. He said, just give me a number. We were talking about training. He said, just give me a number. This is a numbers game. And I said, well, Robert, what am I worth? He couldn't answer it. I can't answer it. Because I'm worth as much as I can get. That's what I'm worth. And that's what you guys are worth. That's what everybody's out here for. And Robert Lowe understands that. He built this whole company from the ground up with him and his family. Okay? The man's 80-something years old. He's ready to retire. You guys are upset
He certainly
because...
don't look it.
No, he doesn't. He looks like he's in his early 60s. The guy, man, God bless him. He can still hoop. You know, he's still out there playing basketball every day. But you guys are looking at this man and thinking he's sold out or something because he stepped down as the president CEO of the company. He's not the face of Prime anymore. The guy's, he's done his time. Let him retire. Let him enjoy his life.
But even as retired, he's still there.
He's still there, and you can still go talk to him and all that stuff. But my thing is, Prime has evolved into something bigger than just a trucking company. They do truck and trailer sales now. They're leasing. They're brokering. They're doing all kinds of stuff. They've got their hands in everything. They're not just a trucking company anymore. So yes, the tides are changing.
Yep.
Things are shifting. But guess what? Nobody's making you leave. You're making you leave. Okay? But if it's not working for you, I wish you the best. And they wish you the best. God bless. Be safe. Be profitable. Be fruitful. But guys, it's not fair for you guys to leave just because it didn't work out for you and go taint their name and try to throw them up under the bus. You can do and say whatever you want, but guess what? It says a lot more about you than it does them. So you got to remember that.
And I'll tell you this, coming from a manager standpoint, you're silly if you don't think that managers from these companies don't network and talk about things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I can guarantee you that certain names have been thrown around.
Yeah.
And just because you got hired somewhere doesn't mean that they're not watching you.
Yep. Yeah, your reference from that company might not be as good as you thought it was, despite how great you think you are.
Yep.
You probably weren't as good as you think you are.
I can promise you that somebody in a certain company is sitting there steadily watching your every move.
Oh, and they're watching that social media too, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, social media is the way. I found out too, with products and stuff like that. You want to make a dent in somebody's. You want to get somebody to notice you. Put it on social media.
Yep.
Do a comment. Do a review. People take notice.
And I will tell you right now that Prime does their homework on you before they invite you to orientation.
Yeah, they do.
Because Prime knew things about me.
You didn't even know about you.
Well, no, I knew it. But I mean, we're talking about stuff from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like, it was just very weird.
It's very weird.
and I asked how'd you find that?
How'd you find that?
Well, be careful what you post on social media.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You gotta watch it.
It was nothing bad.
Well, obviously you're here.
Yeah, it was nothing bad. It was just crazy how
Like you all of a sudden, like after the application process, you like opened up your Facebook and saw they liked it.
I found out that I kind of stirred things up.
Yeah.
Coming as a fleet manager from a competitor.
Oh man. No, you didn't.
To a driver at Prime, and that stirred questions. Why is he here?
Yeah.
And they asked me point blank. Now, not in front of everybody. It was out in the hallway. Why are you here?
Yeah.
And I told him. I gave them the honest answer. And he was like, okay. He goes, we're in.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good to go. Good to go. That's awesome.
But if you have a family, make sure they're on board. Make sure they understand you're going to be gone for a while. And when you get home, because I know when I get home, there's some big hugs that are due.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's the best feeling in the world, is coming off the road for a month. 3 to 5 weeks at a time, man. You just get that embrace. That's why that home life is so important, man. And you gotta make them feel as loved while you're out here on the road as you want them to make you feel loved and missed while you're out on the road. So you gotta understand, it's a team effort, man. It takes a strong family life to make this work.
Lots of FaceTime, lots of phone calls.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I text my kids every day.
Yep.
Minimum, if I don't talk to them several times.
Yep. Or FaceTime or something.
Yep. Just make sure you're prepared.
Exactly, yeah, that's a lot.
Truck drivers are a dime a dozen. Truckers aren't.
Yep. Professional drivers aren't, that's for sure.
Yep.
And that's what you need to aim to be as a professional driver, not just a pulse in a seat. You know what I'm saying?
The truck drivers is the pulse in the seat. The truckers is the professional.
As the old schoolers call them, steering wheel holders, window lickers, all that stuff.
Snowman.
Yeah. Well, guys, you got anything else to add?
No, I think we've done enough.
You think we're over 40 minutes, so it's going to be a pretty decent video. So we'll see how much of you watch it to the end. I'm going to say a key phrase, okay? And you guys,
I don't even know the key phrase.
I want to see who watched this all the way to the end. We're going to do a little test right now, okay? The key phrase is bumblebee tuna. All right? If you guys typed that in the comments, you made it all the way to the end of the video, and for that, I thank you.
You don't plan on eating tuna tonight, do you?
Maybe. Why?
I hate the smell of tuna. My wife eats tuna.
Tuna's good, man.
I can't do it.
It's good for you.
I can't do it.
But you can't have too much of it because there's mercury, traces of mercury in there.
I'll sit outside.
You're gonna sit outside? Jeez. We still got a big old bowl of a rice. I made like a chicken and rice thing the other night.
I just had some, and I put a hard boiled egg.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
It was good. Okay.
Now, my spice level has gone down.
There's no spice in it.
I don't know. Like even Tabasco sauce.
I used your K-Fred stuff.
K-Fred is good.
Yeah, but now you're saying spicy. And I was very, very lenient. I mean, very. What do you say? How do you say it? What's the word? Minimal. I was very minimal with the spice.
I blame it all on my wife.
Oh man.
So you know how women change as they have children?
Yeah.
I think I have changed in my spice level as she's had children.
Yeah. Well, see, that's when my wife was pregnant with all our girls. I would tell them, you know how the women say, well, I'm eating for 2. I would say, well, I'm eating for 3. Me, her, and the baby. I mean, you get away with a lot being a husband of a pregnant woman. What's up?
Look at the tailgate.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we've done enough.
Done enough damage for today.
My spice level is horrible, but it was good. That hard-boiled egg was icing on the cake, so to speak.
Nice. I love
my eggs.
Yeah, that stuff was good, man. I thought it was fantastic.
Now, not every trainer will do what Will and his wife have done.
What do we do?
But that lady came packing the punch the other day. 2 cases of Pepsi Zero, which we've already pounded 1 case.
Yeah.
But
and like 5 bags of groceries.
late nights driving. Hey, we've done what we had to do.
Yeah, we'll get it done, man. We're getting it done out here on these streets. That's how we do. But guys, thank you so much for... What's up?
Anyway.
But guys, thank you so much for watching, man. We really enjoyed it. And until the next one, guys, hopefully you guys got some information out of this. Tony and Quentin, I hope this answers you guys' question, gives you a better insight on what to expect. The biggest thing I can tell you guys, you new cats coming into the industry have never driven before, especially you young guys, lower your expectations a little bit, hope for the best, plan for the worst, okay? Come in with an open mind, do your research, be realistic, okay? Nothing is owed to you. Nobody's going to give you anything. You're going to get out of this asphalt, the rubber you lay on it. Remember that, okay? So, and none of us are any different than the others. None of us are special, you know, but what sets you apart is integrity. Do the next right thing. Stop trying to be right and do what's right, okay? That's all I can tell you guys. I mean, that's from a father's standpoint of 5 kids. All right, that's all I can give to you guys. I hope that helps. My number and email's in the description of every single video. If you guys need anything, shoot me a text. I'm not good at responding. I do my very best to get to everybody in a timely manner. Sometimes it takes me some time. But hopefully this video helps. And guys, there's a bunch of other videos on the channel helping you out with lease, hours of service, all that stuff. So
and our recruiters in there too.
Yep, recruiters in there. And that's a good point. If you guys are wanting to apply to Prime, I don't care if you don't use my driver code as a driver referral. I encourage you guys to use Dustin Hensley. John can tell you about Dustin. Dustin,
really stand-up guy.
Yep, got him in and out. He's very communicative, proactive. Got him set up really nice to get to Pittston, no problem.
There were some speed bumps during orientation, and all it took was a phone call to him, and within a matter of moments, now I'm talking less than 5 minutes,
got him resolved.
It was handled.
Yep. So, guys, even if you're not using my driver code, which is in the bottom left of every single video, or you're using John's driver code, which is
HUNJNG.
There's 2 driver codes for you guys to use. The reason that this is so important, and I've been saying I'm going to do a referral video on this, is because it puts your name at the top of the application list. These recruiters go after these driver referral applications first for the simple fact that they know you've been networking, you've done your research, you've taken time out of your life to talk with somebody else here at Prime. So what does that mean? 99% of the time it means you're going to stick and you're going to be a good one. So they're going to go after you guys first because you seem more dedicated than the ones without the driver referrals. So if you're not using our codes, use somebody's code. Okay,
it doesn't matter who.
Doesn't matter who, but use Dustin Hensley, fantastic driver recruiter here at Prime Inc., and he's going to get you guys lined out real nice. So, But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys 100%. We're still on that road for 10,000 subs. It doesn't matter, but it's just it's a number that actually helps me know how many people we're influencing and how many people are paying attention, and that means the world to me. So, and I want to appreciate and thank every single one of you guys. So, till the next one, guys, stay safe, stay driven, stay focused, stay loaded. God bless. Fr8 and John, we're out of here.
See you later.